Anyway, if the screen is black, just scroll up and then scroll down. I don't know why mine was, but that's what I did. All right, so I hope all is well. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I just wanted to pull some cards and see what was going on with everybody. I hope everybody doing all right. What is today? Friday. It's Friday the 5th, y'all. So happy Friday the 6th. Happy birthday, Pisces. Pisces sun signs. Hope all is well with everybody. Hope you enjoying your solar return. Hope everybody's enjoying Pisces season. I'm chilling. I'm feeling real mellow with this full moon energy that we fresh off of. What was it on the third, the fourth, and the fifth? So yeah, so now it's starting to go into the waning sessions, right? Over the next 2 weeks until we get to the new moon, and that'll be what? That'll be around spring, right? When spring hit, or right before it, March 21st. So spring equinox. So we got some major energies that we're in the midst of. So I just wanted to pull some cards and see what come out for y'all. Let me put my music on, and then we can get it cracking. What's good? What's good? Hope everybody's in good spirits, doing things to keep your vibration high, right? Let's see. There we go. Being good to yourself, treating yourself to nice things, patting yourself on the back, congratulating yourself. For some of you, you're celebrating various different things. Could be just, you made it to the next day. You never know. But I'm just getting a lot of gratitude energy intuitively. We're going to see what's going on with y'all. Make sure you hit that like button when you come through. Let's see. Let's get a general energy, general card to see what the energy of the collective is. All right, this is giraffe. See the big picture. So number 29. So 2 and 9, this is 11. So 11 may be significant. You may want to check out the life path 11. That's a master number. See what that's about. But it's about looking at the bigger picture, not focusing or getting distracted. Before you make a decision, think about in the long run, is it going to help you to get to where you need to go? Is it interfering with your goal? Your goal is to save $5,000 by July, right? Or whatever amount of money by July. And then somebody calls you up, you started saving it. And then somebody calls you up and say, yo, Memorial Day, we're going to go do blah, blah, blah. Why don't you come? Are you going to, are you going to take that trip, or are you going to stay focused on your goal? Are you going to be looking at the big picture? Like, yo, once I get to that goal, I'm able to invest that money, or I'm able to put that money up and do A, B, and C. That maybe that's the amount of money I need to start my business, or that's the money I need to straighten up my taxes, whatever I'm trying to do, don't even have to be money wise. It could just be anything. There's a goal there. And you are focused on the big picture by looking at what you do day by day to get you to that goal. And what you do day by day to keep you from getting to that goal, right? So I think some of us, that's what we could be focused on, whatever the goal may be. It's like, I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of being in this situation. I'm tired of this cycle. I need something different. I need something different to happen, right? That's the devil energy and the Saturn energy as I was shuffling. Tired of being in the same cycle. Tired of this toxic shit. I'm ready to come on now. We gotta do something different. So let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, speaking of which, right out the bat, you tired of this shit. Somebody is tired of this shit, whatever this is. Yo, I'm done with this. I had enough of it. You know, things got to change. There's been a lot going on. You know, at first I couldn't see it. Then I had to, accept it for what it was because I couldn't believe that that was going on. Then I had to mask my composure. Then I had to figure out what I was gonna do next, right? Look at and you decided to leave something alone that you were indulging in too much. It don't matter what it is. Shit, it could have been ice cream. You was just eating mad ice cream for a whole month and a half. It don't matter how cold it is. You was tearing up some ice cream, right? And it's like, okay, no more. Maybe it's because you wasn't studying the way you said you was gonna study. You wanted to check out a book a month, and you weren't keeping up for whatever reason, or a workout regimen. You said you was gonna get on that, and maybe now you are, right? So if it's about falling off the horse, it's about getting back on the horse now, right? Seeing the big picture, whatever the goal is, getting to that end goal, right? That means what is distracting me? What's standing in my way? I gotta get rid of it. It gotta go. What's taking my vibration down? Whatever it is, it gotta go. Right? Whatever is costing me time, energy, and effort, it's gotta go. It's gotta go. Yeah. So, the thing is now when I connect with people, I have to make sure that, it's an evenly yoked situation. You know, this is about not being, there's one person who has to be, logical in a situation because there's the one who's standing on the ground. You want to be the one who's standing on the ground because you got a cup and you on the ground. This person standing in the water, to me, they got too much emotion. They standing in the motion and they got a cup. That means and their cup is higher. So you'd have to pour, you'd have to reach up to pour more into their cup. It's like they standing in water. It's like they too emotional, right? Maybe that's been you. Maybe you've been too emotional. This is what the devil energy do. It gets you off track. And so maybe as a result, some of you haven't been taking care of yourselves. It could be manifested in physical, health. Okay, whatever connection you're in or whatever relationship you had, this two of cup energy and this devil energy. You look, it's two people in both cards. Okay, so it's like for some of you, it's this connection. It's false. It's fake. It's not real. You don't feel a connection with this person. You guys are not on the same page, right? The devil was in reverse. Yeah, that could very well be what's going on here. So it don't matter what the relationship is. The two of cups is I think that's the moon in Cancer. It's whatever makes you feel comfortable, right? So that other cup, could be anything. It could be creature comforts, okay? Foods, your couch, your bed, anything in excess where it's keeping you from doing what you need to do. See, keeping you from moving. For some of you, it's inactivity or it's too much sex. Some of you, you're draining your energy. This person, you're drained out. Some of y'all have been drained to the point this is why you're tired. Okay. Or another thing is when you have a goal, you know how some athletes, they got a game, right? They got a game coming up or a performance coming up. Whether you're an athlete, a performer, or what have you. See the big picture? That's the goal, the end goal. Got a game coming, got a performance coming up. I need to refrain from all activities that drain my energy. So a lot of times you have athletes who don't have sex, right? They save their energy. So for some of you, this is about abstinence, okay? Saving your energy, using that energy to channel it into whatever it is you're trying to do. Maybe it's just to channel it into yourself to see what happens, right? Maybe you're at a stage in life where it's like, yo, I done already spoke to whoever it is that I needed to speak to about what I got going on. And I had to let them know that I did everything I possibly could. Now, if they want me to have this, they'll guide me in a direction I need to go. I can't worry about this no more. It's just too much. But for some of you, you're in a connection here that is just, it's like fetish. I'm getting fetishy, very sexual, Okay, with the King of Wand energy in reverse and the Ace of Pentacle reverse. Okay, this is very sexual energy. Okay, yeah, we have the Ten of Wand energy in reverse. Yeah, this is about you letting this energy go. You tried a couple of times though with that Ten of Wand in reverse right underneath the Devil. You tried a few times. It's like getting off the horse, like I said earlier. You know, it don't matter what it is. It could be food. It could be porn. Um, it could be, masturbation. It could be, wanting attention from someone. And a lot of times wanting attention is getting sex. That's attention type of thing. It could just be eating, overeating, not working out with that King of Wand in reverse and that Ace of Pentacle reverse, not working out. You know what I'm saying? It could be a relationship with that Two of Cups. But it's like you, whatever it was, you tried numerous times. It could be fake relatives. You know what I'm saying? You keep going back to this family unit, and shit is, other everything other than that, over and over again, time and time again. You let shit, come on. It's like, look, this you got to see the big picture. Whatever this relationship is, whether it's family, friend, what have you, it's the same cycle over and over again, over and over again. It's like, yo, this is what I was telling you, yo, you're gonna have to talk to whoever it is you need to talk to, whatever you call them, God, whoever, the great divine, whatever you call it. Let them know, look, there's an issue here. I need some help. You got your angels and your guardian angels and your ancestors, they're there, but you have to give them permission to come in. You have to tell them you need help. So for some of you, maybe that's, that'll help. Because we all tempted by shit. It's like, what do we do when we're tempted? How do we handle the temptation? And why did we do what we did, right? So for some of you, it's about that. Three of Pentacles. Some of you may need to seek a specialist, a therapist, somebody who would be able to assist you, or okay. There's nothing wrong with seeking outside assistance to make a decision, right? Of course, you want to be the one to make a decision. You don't want someone to make it for you. You are the one who has to answer to whatever it is you're doing. So the best thing to do is to gather intel. So gathering information. Maybe you have to go outside of yourself to get that information. Maybe you do have to look up some resources, some peer-reviewed journals if you're going to do your own research, scholarly journals, specialists who talk about whatever it is that you're interested in, right? So there's so much information out there on the internet that you can, assist yourself with whatever it is you need, or be directed into the direction to do it. And then you run it up against your higher self and decide, yeah, okay, yeah, I want to rock with that, or I'm going to try that. But you find out, or I resonate with that. So somebody is working with someone. It could be an astrologer. It could be a therapist. It don't matter. It could be, just a community group. Okay. It could be that maybe somebody's deciding to get out and do something different. So maybe somebody's going to an event, networking events. Okay. Somebody's deciding to go into business, and this is part of what their disciplinary path is going to be. It's like, yo, I'm trying to get this business off the ground. So I need to do A, B, and C. I need to stop spending money on clothes and, shoes and, things like that. And, put my money into forming an LLC, right? If I want a business, I got to get it off the ground, right? So it's like yin and yang, the yin and yang of manifestation, you have to be willing to give up something if you want something, right? So it's like, okay, what do I give up? And this is what somebody is saying. It's like, yo, I give up this, I give up that. Okay, if I want to work out, I got to give up, not working out, right? I got to get up and do it. If I want to give up not eating something, I have to put the effort in to not eat it. So what am I going to sacrifice, right? That's the only way you're going to be able to manifest something. You can't just keep taking things in and not getting rid of something. You got to have the even flow of exchange, right? That's what, you talk about, even when you talk about sacrifice, right? When you have to give something up for something. Yeah, Ace of Swords energy in reverse. Somebody's not understanding that. Somebody's not communicating what they feel or how they feel, or somebody's lying. Somebody could be manipulating, or somebody's just not acknowledging what's going on. Somebody could not be accepting responsibility for their actions or for their part. Accountability, lack thereof, is what I'm getting with that Ace of Swords in reverse. Somebody in denial, okay? Could be about a relationship or a connection that they're in, or what makes them comfortable, right? Of these things or this situation or these relationships. What is it that makes you comfortable? That's what you have to look at. Some of you are not looking at that. Yeah, because you get defensive. It could be being pointed out to you. And you may get whatever gets you angry or defensive that somebody points out to you. That might be because it's a sore spot, right? So maybe after the emotion is out of the situation, you look at it, you know, have somebody say something to you and they get you angry, immediately you be ready to. So instead, how about, you don't respond? Like anytime you feel you're being triggered, recognize it for what it is and just be like, you know what, I'm gonna just de-escalate the situation and I'm gonna walk away. If I can't de-escalate it, I'm just gonna step away from it. Whether it's me desiring something or an actual maybe I lose my temper type of thing, right? So not to be so defensive, not to let what somebody says get me to the point where I'm ready to be physical all the time, right? And if you're in that type of situation, it's time that you let that go. For some of you, that's what this is. There could be violence here with the King of Wands in reverse and the Seven of Wands. Somebody having to defend themselves. Somebody could get drunk or, high, you know what I'm saying? And then when they get that way, they get violent. So this could be this is definitely a relationship here where somebody could be being abused. There's abuse here. Yeah, Saturn, it's been going on for a minute. For some of you, you got a lot of Saturnian energy here. This is karmic. Okay, with the Saturn in reverse energy and the devil in reverse. That's heavy Saturnian energy. And, with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, this is a very physical connection, or it's taking a toll. It's going to take a toll physically on you in some way, shape, or form, whatever this connection is. Yeah, with the Seven of Swords in reverse, I feel like you realize that. For some of you, you could have been dealing with someone who would have been latching onto you because you are, somebody who is a hustler. You go out there, you get that money. And you could have been dealing with someone who was just latching onto your energy. And this person don't want to let you go with the devil in reverse and the Saturn in reverse. It's like, I feel like, Ten of Wands in reverse, they've tried to keep you bound. For some of you, if somebody's on some bullshit like that, because it's too much Saturnian energy here. So some of you, it could have been some work somebody been doing on you. Could have been, or it could just be that you was very naive. You didn't know what was going on. That's if it's a person that's doing this to you, especially if it's family. For sure, because for some of you, all of this earth energy is, for some of you, is family. Or somebody you was in a relationship with, a friendship. Okay, you're opening your eyes to this. You're seeing that this person was only around for, to benefit off of you. It wasn't going to tell you that, though. It was fake love. For some of you, this person didn't give you any kind of inkling that they were interested in you romantically. You could have just been sleeping with this person because of the strong physical attraction. That's for, if it's a relationship. But for some of you, this is like bully energy as well. With the King of Wands in reverse and the Seven of Wands. Yeah, the Emperor. Some of you... I'm getting somebody, it feels like they're being... I don't know why somebody feels like they're being punished. Somebody feels like they're being punished. Or they're not... Okay, so somebody doesn't talk to their daughter, okay? Their daughter may be someone who, she may date women, okay? And this person doesn't understand that about her. So it could be that someone is dealing with this type of energy in their family, like their father doesn't understand their relationship. It could be a lesbian relationship and he's having a hard time dealing with it. But this could, somebody may feel like this is their karma. because it could be somebody here who was a womanizer. I'm not getting that for everybody, but that's just some people. For others of you, this is a job, okay? A boss here. You may have messed around with somebody at the job, okay? And so, maybe this person has become very aggressive. Maybe this person told you that they would give you, um, they would hook you up, or maybe you slept with this person because you thought they would hook you up. This is somebody who's regretting. They're looking at whatever they did, and they're realizing that they're receiving karma. So, somebody's looking their actions, looking at what happened and how they got where they are, whether they on the good side of things or not. Somebody has to see the big picture. Like, somebody could always be blaming other people for their circumstance or situation, but they're the ones who are taking actions to mess it up. Yeah, the Nine of Sword energy in reverse. So it's like somebody is no longer in a situation where they're worried about this. They're not worried about this anymore. They're not gonna be stressed about it anymore. Somebody refuses. I'm just getting energy of, I refuse. With the Emperor and the Nine of Swords reverse, I refuse to deal with this shit anymore. I've outgrown this. I was puppy love at first. I was young. I didn't know no better. I'm wise. I'm mature now. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm supposed to be doing, what I'm not supposed to be doing. So, I don't have to be around someone who doesn't know how to treat me, someone who doesn't respect me. I'm tired of, complaining about the situation. I'm tired of saying, defending myself against you, you people, you lover, you friend, so-called friend. Like, you wasn't really on my team here. You was playing with my emotions. This is what I'm getting here for some of y'all. Like, this is, somebody is seeing this for what this is, whatever this relationship is. And it could even be family, like I said. But you're seeing it for what it is. Hmm. All right. Yeah. Look at that. The Hierophant. This is definitely manifesting in the physical. It's messing with somebody's money. That's what the spell work was. For some of you, what I was saying about the spell work, somebody was messing with somebody's finances, or somebody just who they are, their energy, it messes with your finances. Whether they're doing it intentionally or not, I don't know. For some of you, yes. For some of you, no. Right? Some people may have the power to do things and don't realize they got the power to do it. Some people don't realize they just plain bad luck, whatever you want to, however you want to call it. But if they're not aware of their energy and what they be doing, and they're in denial with the Knight of the King, the Ace of Swords in reverse, then they can't grow and learn from their experiences and be in control of their emotions. But someone was very naive and was taken advantage of, for sure. So this was a lesson. Somebody had to learn this. They had to grow. This is something that grew someone up. That's for sure. You know how you say you got those relationships that you grew up in? Yeah, this is definitely one of those. Yeah, the Eight of Pentacle energy in reverse. It's like the spell work wore off once you found out what this person was doing. Once you became privy to it, and you broke the spell broke when you realized that this is not healthy for you, whatever the situation is. The Emperor represents being in control, being understanding, you know where you may have gone wrong, what you didn't see with the Ace of Swords in reverse, what you were blind to, what you didn't know, or the fact that you were dealing with specifically emotion and you weren't thinking. It was just emotion with the water, and then the earth sex. So it's like it was just one of those type of things. And this was how somebody was able to get your energy and bully you. For some of you, sexual bullying. Okay, this person could have sexually assaulted you. They could have took it. There's controversial situations that go on. I'm gonna tap into this and I'm gonna tap out. But there could be somebody who was dealing with someone. They were in a connection with this person, meaning they were already being intimate with this person. And for some of you, this person took it one night. Like you didn't want it, and you said no, with the King of Wands energy in reverse, and the Seven of Wands, and then the Devil, and then the Ten of Wands in reverse. Like, you know, this is somebody took this, somebody did this, and you know, it could have been down, it could have happened like that for somebody, all right, and somebody is, just realizing that with the Nine of Sword energy in reverse here, somebody's realizing that this is what this is. But at any rate, however this comes to light now, I'm surprised the sun ain't came out, but it comes to light because somebody realizes what they weren't seeing. Yeah, there we go. Well, okay, it didn't have to be the light, but this is somebody seeing it from a different perspective with the hangman. Absolutely. Somebody's checking that out differently for sure. Hmm. Yeah, somebody got downloads and then they became very strategic in how they moving forward. To me, the Nine of Swords in reverse could be downloads, spiritual downloads. I feel like the Nine of Swords upright could be, yo, I don't understand what's going on. I'm trying to make sense of everything. Let's look at what I know versus what I'm feeling. That type of thing. That could be why it's like, it don't necessarily have to be confused. It could be, but it could also be compare and, contrast and just trying to put things in order. Trying to understand the information that you are given. And with the Nine of Swords, you understand it. You got downloads now, and now you're on guard because it's like, yo, wait a minute now, something ain't right. Okay, and that's when the spell broke. That's when the shit ain't working no more. So now you can protect yourself. Okay. So one of the things you want to do is you want to pray, and praying is a beautiful thing, right? So make sure you pray and make sure you ask specifically for what you want. Yep. Bingo. Take action to pray to find out to get what you want, and it'll come through. You'll see. So for some of you, that's what this is what you're like, yo, I've been through it. Yeah, you have. With the Hierophant energy here, this is you being rewarded. I feel like with that Hierophant energy, you being wise enough to understand what's going on. This is you learning a level of survival here. Like you survived. Taurus energy, it deals with like being able to survive, the second house energy. So somebody could have been going after your livelihood, your finances. Like I said, this person could have been draining you physically, or this relationship. If it's a family dynamic, or they could have been throwing something at you to drain your finances to stop it. But yeah. So you do got something coming in. The five, yep. See, money is gonna get good. Five of Pentacle in reverse is coming back. Yep. Moon energy in reverse. So yeah, you could very well be pissed about this. But I feel like you'll start seeing the energies. And like when the next full, well, it's a waning moon technically. I feel like you were very upset about the situation. It's like somebody wouldn't believe you if you said anything with the moon in reverse. But you're at peace. For some of you, you're at peace because you cut your energy off from this energy. Like that's dope. That's super dope. So whatever this devil energy is up here, okay. Some of you see what, and when you got out of the situation, you realize what happened. So some of you are right now in a situation. Everybody is getting karma right now. We all are, right? Depending on what we did is depending on what we get. So it's heavy karma here with the devil energy in reverse and the world in reverse, the ace of pentacle in reverse. Okay, this is being switched around. All the pentacles were in reverse. All the earth cards are in reverse. So your financial situation, okay? But for some of you with this three of pentacle here, this is something that, this is what is being attacked. Whatever it is you do to make money. But again, you broke that spell, right? By stepping away from the situation. Getting away from the situation. Pretty dope. Let's see. I wasn't gonna do anything more. Let's just pull a couple for love for y'all who like the love stuff. Go slow. So a person that you might just meet or might have just met could have come out of a situation like this. So this could be why you need to go slow, or this could be a situation that you are coming out of, and that's, you just need a reminder when you, before you get back out there, because for some of you, you're gonna meet somebody. Okay, you are, but you just want to take your time. Okay, and don't go. You, this is, you jumped into emotionally too soon the last time. So this is what you got to learn. You got to learn the lesson here. There's gonna be a chemistry. You're gonna run into somebody who's fire, but you can't jump on that. That's what I was talking about with the water energy, is all emotion, with her standing in the water, and then the other person is, yeah, all sex with the earth energy, right? The air energy was turned totally upside down with the ace of swords reversed, so nobody was thinking logically, right? That's what happens with chemistry. Yeah, and you got to make sure this aligns with who you want to be and what you want to do. You know, I mean, we all experienced those emotions where we've met somebody at some point in life where it was just like, oh my God, the intense sexual attraction, the energy was crazy, you know, but it don't, it shouldn't be happening, you know. Well, let's not say it shouldn't be happening. You shouldn't partake in every single one of those situations when you feel very hot and heavy with someone. Like, it's not, you know, you never know what you're going to get, you know, but some of you are learning this. So, you know, you're like, yo, I'm not going to just be sleeping with anybody now. You know, I'm going to make them wait. Or we don't have to wait. You know, we're not going to just jump in like that. We're not doing that no more. We didn't wait last time. We hopped right in. Yeah, for sure. All right, so that's what I got for you for this one. I hope you got something out of this. But yeah, some of you are just looking back at this Saturn, this Saturnian lesson, and just looking at where you know, looking at what you learned. So some of you are doing shadow work, I'm assuming. That's dope. So hopefully this will help you with that. You know, it's all about learning from, you know, learning from our steps, you know. So hopefully this will help you in that if you're on that journey. I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.